Right, so this is a continuation of what was said last time, and it's just dawned on me. Right, so we have the manager and Warner Brothers, or it might even be Henry Cavill's involved in it as well, trying to get money sorted out, and he was meant to do a wee scene in Shazam, and probably schedule problems happened there and stuff, and they just couldn't do it, or maybe they were asking for too much money to do that little bit in Shazam, and then Warner Brothers just got a wee bit sick and said, listen, you're asking too much. There is no plans yet for another Superman yet, because we don't really know how well Superman's received, because Man of Steel didn't do too well. It did okay. It probably didn't pull in the punters as they thought. Then you had the BVS, and of course these films are all now getting good press. People are turning around and they're starting to like the films. So, and that adds to the speculation of what's happened recently. Well, recently, as we know, Henry Cavill's plan, is he Superman or is he not, basically broke the internet. Billions of tweets, and I for one went into work today, and people that weren't really into the internet or Facebook or anything like that, but did enjoy Man of Steel, did enjoy BVS. They both said to us, okay, what's the story? And I thought, right, what's he talking about here? And this is about Henry Cavill, and he talked to another friend of his. It says, it's just Bill. So there is a lot of people, who may not have liked Man of Steel, who may not have liked BVS, but love Henry Cavill as Superman. So that has given him and his manager, a wee bit of power. It's just there's still interest there. Now you can take whatever what happened just now as a help to maybe hurry up another Man of Steel film. Now I've said before that just because you're doing a TV series doesn't mean you can't do a movie. Because you can do both. But as Warner Brothers had said, that they've got no plans to do this just yet, right? And they've got all these other films lined up. And Henry Cavill, he's already been quoted, he's desperate to get another Man of Steel sequel out. Now, The Wichita takes about 5 years, right? And if we look at the film schedules and everything else, you are talking about maybe 5 years before they can actually get something up and running. Now, in that 5 years, there may be, there'll be the Batman movies, the three of them. So when you put all of this in consideration, it could be 5 years before we start even talking or contemplating a Man of Steel. We could start contemplating that in about 5 years' time. That is when they start thinking about a Man of Steel 2. And by that time, of course, everybody's aged 5 years. Everybody involved in the DCU. And if that's the case, that prolongs any idea about the Justice League. Because everybody, as I say, everybody's aged 5 years. Ben Affleck's getting older. If he was going to make something, along the lines of another Justice League movie, you would hope that some sort of plan falls into place and they'll get started thinking about it just now. They'll start, making plans to lead up to another Justice League film. Again, sadly enough, again talking about Supergirl, and they're talking about, you know, Green Lantern and the Cyborg. So could it be more than 5 years before we get a Man of Steel sequel? Could be even longer then, before they even contemplate getting a Justice League film. And if that is the case, and with things getting tweeted just now about Zack Snyder tweeting his second launch of Man of Steel in flight, yes, there is, Zack Snyder's posted some pictures about the flight, and it's not the flight in Man of Steel, it was the flight that Superman was meant to take when he comes round in Justice League, when he's reborn. So that's a second attempt. So again, you question, is he again saying about the Snyder Cut? Now, if we can take together that the Justice League is 5 years, 6 years away from ever contemplating again, and we may not again, because everybody's aged 5 years, may not have the same cast as before. And if they were to do a Justice League film, then by Joe, they better hurry up and maybe do, you know, a Justice League 3 soon after. Make it one big story arc between the two films. So how would you fill that void and keep interest booming for a Justice League or a Superman? And because of what's happened, well, the best way to do that would be to release the Snyder Cut. So I want you to tell us your ideas. Okay, I'm a wee bit gutted again, because just due to bad planning. But let's look at this as a positive thing, right? Let's look at this scaremongering and these debates into a positive thing. It shows, by breaking the internet, that everybody loves Henry Cavill to be Superman, and they should be making a movie a lot sooner than 5 years, and what they should be doing is releasing the Snyder Cut to get us interested in seeing another Justice League movie. Let's not just settle for what's already planned in the next 2 years, Batman films and Green Lantern, Aquaman, Shazam, City of Sirens and whatnot, Suicide Squad 2. Let's bring it home. Let's bring the real McCoys, the real big hitters back. Let's into the league. Let's get the Justice League that everybody deserves. And let's not wait 5 years, 6 years, you know, for it. Let's do it soon as. Well, let us know what you think about the timing of these movies, about the possibility of waiting 5 years for a Man of Steel film, waiting even more so for a Justice League 2 film. But at least we know that for Superman such being an iconic character, for Marvel so-called leading the way when it comes to popularity in the superhero franchise, this broke the bank. This broke the internet. By just one character and one person playing him, got everybody hyped up. So yeah, there's a huge fan base out there. And I don't believe for just for one of them, it's just for Superman, Henry Cavill. I believe there's a huge fan base for people wanting DC back on top. Thank you.